over here at Making It Up headquarters, we reject the 15-step skincare routines because they're just not realistic. They can be fun to watch, but like impossible to follow. I definitely have fallen victim to the super long skincare routines before, and I know you have too, because we're only human, we love beauty, we want to experiment. But from my experience, I think the best thing you can do for your skin is get quality products. That doesn't necessarily mean they have to be expensive, but get good quality products and be consistent. I feel like I'm in a really good place with my skincare routines right now. I get a good rhythm going, so I want to share my morning and nighttime skincare routines with you guys so that I can maybe inspire you to try something new or inspire you to be consistent with what you already have. And I'm going to be talking about a few products that work for me. That way, if you have similar skin to me or you're looking for something similar, you don't have to go out and like try a lot of things because I'm trying them for you. I know I love a good skincare routine video, so yeah, I'm just gonna show you what works for me, and if you're ready, let's do some skincare. Okay, so depending on the weather, I usually have more normal to combo skin. If it's really hot out, I'm gonna get a little oilier. So it's like normal to combo depending on the weather. And I do have a bit of redness and irritation in certain parts. I am allergic to life, to dust, to the weather. So yeah, that is a horrible ponytail, by the way. I'm so sorry. But I do tend to have, I feel like, allergic outbursts, but I have that under control. Every once in a while I do get a breakout or two, mostly hormonal. We're going through that a little right now. And I have really bad under eyes. That's like the worst part for me. I think they're hereditary. I can't really do much about them, but I do take some time to like treat them and use specific products that I think help me out. This is the morning skincare, okay? I know it looks like a lot, but trust me, it's not. I just want to talk about a few options. I'm not going to use everything. So for me, step one is always a cleanser because I just want to get rid of excess oil, maybe exfoliate a little, just have like a clean canvas for the rest of my skincare, makeup if I'm doing makeup that day. But I do feel like I need a gentle or an exfoliating cleanser to help me sort things out. Nothing too extreme. I do still like to feel hydrated. Obviously, my skin doesn't want to feel stripped. And I use two different cleansers. Most days of my life, I use the Vetted Derm Lab C Cleanser. This is gorgeous. It is so gentle. It doesn't irritate my skin. It kind of feels like, it's like a thicker, it doesn't foam up that much, but it's like a thicker consistency and it's almost like sticky. It sounds like a nightmare, but it truly is a dream. Like, it is such a good formula. It leaves my skin feeling so soft afterwards, not stripped at all. And this is what I'm using on the daily. And then on days when I feel like I have like a little bit of skin buildup, or I know I'm gonna be doing like makeup, maybe I'm gonna be filming, or I'm going somewhere where I'm gonna be piling the makeup on top, I do like to use an exfoliating cleanser, and I use the Juno Skin Clarifying Cleansing Powder. This is moisturizing and gently exfoliating. It's a powder, it's like a rice powder. You put it on your hand, mix it with some water, and it kind of creates like a foamy cleanser with like beads, but they're not beads, they're like rice particles, and it really helps gently exfoliate. It takes off any dead skin that has built up, especially like around my nose and like mouth area. It doesn't irritate me. I'm not using this every single day, maybe like once or twice a week, depending on how much buildup there is and what I'm planning on doing that day. For the purpose of this video, I've already cleansed my skin because I don't want to make a mess of things. There's not a lot of space in this bathroom, so skin has been cleansed already. As you can see, I still have like a little glow to me because my cleanser did not disrupt my skin barrier. It didn't strip it. Yay. For my second step, I do like to do a toner or toner pad. It can help gently exfoliate as well. And I do struggle with a little bit of clogged pores and stuff, so I do like to use something for that, either in a toner form or toner pad. Currently, I'm using the phytoenzyme peeling pads from MediHeal. There is like a more exfoliating side to the pad, and that is what I like to use to just gently spread all of this essence, product, toner, whatever, around my face. And sometimes when I'm really lazy and I don't want to cleanse my skin, but I definitely need a little something, I'll just rinse my skin with water and then I'll go in with this. And this is just so easy, not messy at all. And it like keeps everything in check if I use it on the daily. I don't really need to do like any crazy peels or any, crazy exfoliating steps that could compromise my skin barrier. So that's why I love this so much. It doesn't feel sticky or too heavy either. For my next step, I do like to use serums, something a little more hydrating and something to treat, but no crazy actives yet. That's for the night. So I always like to use a hyaluronic acid serum or a hydrating serum because an esthetician dietitian recommended it to me. I apparently have dehydrated skin. It's not dry, but dehydrated. So incorporating hyaluronic acid to my skincare is really beneficial, and my skin has been transformed ever since I started doing that. Right now, I'm using the Prequel Multi-Quench Plumping Hydrating Serum. This is a lot of different ingredients. I don't even know if it has hyaluronic acid, but it is hydrating. It's very nice, and it is so incredibly like quenching. Oof, it feels really nice. It isn't too sticky or too watery. It's like a perfect in between. Always bring stuff down to my neck as well. So yeah, it's like the perfect in between to not feel super heavy, especially because I am layering my serums. You definitely don't need to. If I didn't have dehydrated skin, I would only do like a brightening serum in the morning, and that's about it. So I like to wait a few seconds, like 30 seconds to a minute. I know there are people who don't like to wait because that way your products absorb better, but for me, it keeps my skincare from pilling later on. Now, one thing that I do struggle with a little bit is dullness and like dark spots from past breakouts and stuff. I know this sounds very excessive. I've already said like, ew, super long skincare routines are not the way to go. That being said, my routine is not gonna be 3 products. It's not as many, but there's still quite a few because of my skin concerns. If you don't have as many skin concerns, you don't need as many products. But I do like to go in and brighten my skin overall, but also my super sus dark spots. For that, I like to use the Axis Y Dark Spot Correcting Glow Serum. This gives you like a really nice healthy glow. And then to treat like specific areas, I do like to go in with this Seam Professional Pigment Solution powered by PTT6. This was sent to me and I'd never heard of this brand before, but this is really good. And this, the way I like to use it, I'm gonna use it first because I usually use it first. You can use this all over or use it for like targeted areas. So I like to apply a little bit to my hand, and I'm using you as a mirror. So I do have a few like scars from previous breakouts. I had like a really big acne scar here, so I do like to apply a little here. And then I have a few dark spots forming around my under eyes. So I do like to take this and target it on my under eyes. After a few seconds of letting that absorb into my skin, I will go in with the Axis Y serum, and I'll do like a pump and a half. I have a small face, so I don't need much product to go a long way. And this is, again, has really soothing ingredients. It has niacinamide. And there was a time a few years ago that I was using niacinamide every day. I loved it, but every product started incorporating niacinamide, and then my skin became sensitized to it. So this is like my way of reintroducing niacinamide to my skincare, and it's working really well because it's paired with a lot of good and gentle skincare ingredients. So, and as you can see, that just gave me like a really nice glow, but it isn't heavy. Like, it isn't heavy at all. It just like, yeah, it's pretty. For my moisturizing step, I do like to use a moisturizer and an eye cream. I think it's important for me to use an eye cream because whenever I don't, I notice a difference. I know some people don't. And the one that I'm using currently is a Caudalie Brightening Eye Cream. This one is really nice. I am running out of it. I have a little bit left and I really enjoy it. Oh my god, wait, someone's calling me. Okay, so as I was saying, I don't love to use the massaging ceramic thing that comes with it because I do feel like it doesn't distribute the product evenly. So I'll just go in with my fingers and like massage this into my under eyes. And I do find this to be brightening. It does help out. Obviously, I'm not expecting any miracles or anything, but I do like it because it is lightweight enough that it's not gonna clog the pores under my eyes, but it does give me a little bit more of an awake look, which is important for me actually. And then for my moisturizer all over, I use the Asura Auto Barrier 365 cream. Everyone raves about this for a reason. It is really, really nice. I do think it can be on the heavier side, but as I've grown older, my skin needs a little bit more moisture every day. It works well under makeup for me because I do let it sink in and I don't over apply, but this is just barrier friendly. It really, really helps keep my skin from freaking out, and it's just like the perfect everyday product. Like, it pairs well with my other products And moisturizers can also be great primers depending on the formula and depending how they mesh with your makeup products. Usually a thicker moisturizer is not going to work well with any like base products you apply on top because it's going to be thicker, it's going to disrupt the makeup. Maybe it'll pill, so take the time and experiment and see which moisturizer works with your base products if you apply any, or if with your makeup in general. Usually like water-based moisturizers or like more lightweight moisturizers are better when you're applying a lot of makeup on top because they're not as thick. But again, it depends on you. It does take a little bit of trial and error though, but I have found that this one works pretty good under makeup for me. And then my last step, arguably the most important, SPF. I'm currently using the Anessa Perfect UV Sunscreen Skincare Gel SPF 50 plus PA++++. This is great under makeup because it's more of like a gel consistency. It's not super heavy. It is a little bit glowier than I thought it was gonna be, but that's fine. I make it work. I really let it absorb into my skin. I think SPF really is the most important part of your skincare routine, and I think the key to SPF is finding a formula that works for you, because if you have something that you don't love, you're not gonna wanna use it as much, you know? So that's just some food for thought. And also, again, with SPF, you have to find something that works well under makeup, which is why I like this one, because it is more of a gel. And then one more thing that I want to talk about when it comes to SPF. If your SPF is hydrating enough, it could be your moisturizer. So you could like merge your moisturizer and SPF step all in one. I'm not talking about moisturizers that have SPF. I'm talking about SPF as your moisturizer. So this, I could use it just as my moisturizer. And when I'm very, very, very lazy, like let's say a Sunday, I'm not doing anything, I don't even want to do my skincare, I love to like rinse my face with some water and then apply some SPF, and then I know I'm gonna be covered and it's moisturizing enough. So if you're lazy and you want like a lazy girl tip, just wash your face in the mornings, put on your SPF. It's a little bit moisturizing, it works as a primer. Obviously it depends on the formula that you choose, but if you're using something a little bit more emollient, more glowy like I am, you could totally just do that. And you don't need to do any of the other steps if you don't want to, especially if you're younger and don't have any skin concerns. But as I'm getting older, 26 baby, we need a few more steps. But sometimes I'm just lazy and I still want to protect my skin, so that's what I do. I'm also constantly applying my lip balm, but I don't have it here because this is just my filming location. It's not where I really do my skincare. This is my sister's bathroom because it's nicer than mine. So I don't have my lip balm here, but trust, I apply lip balm. I'm constantly reapplying throughout the day. But that is the morning skincare, okay? The skin is primed and ready for some makeup, and we'll come back later to show you how I take it all off. See you in a few hours. It's 1,000 lifetimes later. It's the end of the day. I'm exhausted. I've done so much. I feel nasty, and it is time for some nighttime skincare. I am not gonna do everything right now because I'm gonna go shower and then we're gonna finish. But before showering, we need to start with the first few steps. Okay, everything fell, but this is what's on the agenda for tonight. Obviously, I'm not using every single product in here. It's just a few of these products are like the same step, and I want to give you alternatives, okay? Don't worry. The first step that I always like to start with is my first cleanse or my makeup removing step. I do a double cleanse every single night. So I do, my first cleanse is to remove all my makeup, and second cleanse is to, you know, get rid of all the nasties and any remaining makeup or grime or anything throughout the day, right? For my makeup remover step, I usually like to use one of two products, either a micellar water. I'm using Bioderma at the moment, and I've been using Bioderma forever. But I either use micellar water or like a cleansing balm cleansing oil. Currently, I'm going through the Peach and Lily oil. This is a ginger melt oil cleanser, which is really good. It doesn't clog the pores. But honestly, when I'm feeling lazier, when I don't want to go through all the steps, I will use a micellar water more often than not. And when I do feel like I have so much makeup on, I do prefer to use an oil or a balm because I feel like that breaks up like a thick layer of makeup. But today, I'm gonna use my micellar water because this is just so nice, and I have like light makeup. So, by the way, I bought this huge bottle at Costco with my mom once. All I do is I remove my makeup with this. I do this step even when I'm not wearing any makeup. I like to do a double cleanse because You know, your skin gets dirty throughout the day. Sunscreen is a little hard to remove if you're only cleansing once. So I do like to do a double cleanser every single day, and I have noticed a really big difference on my skin. One thing to note, I thought this was a scar, but it's actually a new pimple coming in. Woo! Remember like today in the morning when I said my skin was pretty under control? Lies. Lies, lies, lies. I also like to do this before I shower because if there's any like makeup residue left, it's gonna come off in the shower, and I'm also gonna do my second cleanse in the shower. For my second cleanse, which I am not going to be showing you today, I do like to use either a gentle cleanser or a cleanser to treat my problem areas. The gentle cleanser, same as the morning. I love to use it on most nights or on nights where I'm using a retinol, for example, because I want that to be my active and I want everything else to be super gentle. So on most nights, I will use this one. Depending on what my skin is going through, what my skin is feeling, I will introduce a salicylic acid cleanser. This is from the Inky List because sometimes the skin is asking for some help, right? Not every day, I don't get breakouts every day, but when I'm feeling a little bit congested or like my skin is starting to break out slightly, I will bust this out like maybe 2 to 3 times a week at most, depending on what my skin needs. Always listen to your skin, and today my skin is asking for this. It feels like a big guy is coming out. It's gonna be so much fun for the rest of the week to deal with this. But my second cleanser is either a gentle cleanser or something like this to treat problem areas on my skin. Gonna go shower, gonna go wash my face, and I'll see you in a second. I'm out of the shower, face is completely cleansed. It's feeling a little bit dry, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a moisturizing toner essence kind of situation. First, I'll pull the hair back. In the mornings, I usually do my hyaluronic acid. At night, I kind of like to mix my toner and hyaluronic acid steps in one. And I'm currently using the Hada Labo Premium. Don't know how to pronounce this. It'll be linked down below. But this is kind of like my, it's really thick. It's almost kind of like a serum, but I also use it kind of like an essence just to give me that like hydration in light layers because I don't want to go overboard with my skin. I want it to be quenched, but in layers, if that makes sense. And this will also help the rest of the skincare that I apply on top absorb better into my skin, which is always a plus. Something that I like to do at night that I don't really do in the morning is my treatments, my actives, mainly in the form of serums because it is the most potent and the easiest way for me to add those. And I usually use a few different ones. And again, I always listen to my skin, and depending on how it's doing, I like to switch it up. 1 to 2 times a week, I like to do retinol. I'm currently using the Naturium Retinaldehyde Cream Serum 0.0.5. There are stronger versions of this, but this is the one that has worked for me, and I'm almost out of it. I really, really enjoy it. And then on those days when my skin's feeling, don't want to say irritated, but when I feel like my skin's a little bit more sensitive, I do like to go in with something that's a little lighter. I go in with my Timeless Coenzymes Q10 serum. This has a mix of a bunch of stuff, including like hyaluronic acid and peptides, and it helps to firm my skin. Again, I'm only 26. I'm not thinking about like super anti-aging propaganda yet, but it's good to start early, and this also gives me elasticity to my skin. It makes it bounce a little bit more. So I like to mix these two depending on the day, always listening to my skin. But because I'm a very allergic person and, you know, I tend to get hives or dermatitis sometimes around my mouth, I do like to use a calming serum every single night. Currently, I'm using the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Ampule. Centella Asiatica is incredible for the skin. And again, this is a huge bottle that I bought at Costco. Thank you, Costco, for helping me save. And I love to use this. It's very watery. It's an ampule, so not necessarily a serum, but I use it as a serum. And it is really soothing and calming whenever I have like an active, like this is not active yet, it's sprouting. But whenever I have like active breakouts or I'm breaking out in hives, dermatitis, etc. This always helps. Always helps. So I just like to use it every single night to keep my skin strong, basically. It is really nice. No scent, no nothing. You barely even feel it, and it absorbs very quickly into my skin. And then tonight, because I did retinol yesterday, I'm gonna go in with my Coenzyme Q10 serum, which I love. Really need to shake this one up. This is a newer brand for me, and they sent me some of their products, and I've been using this one for a few weeks now, almost a month, I think. And I'm really enjoying it because, as I said, it leaves my skin looking good, feeling bouncy. So I really like to apply this. Again, giving it like 30 seconds in between products. At night, I don't have to worry as much about pilling and stuff because I'm not putting any makeup on, but I still like to give every product its proper chance to absorb into my skin. Like, do you see the bounce? Bounce, 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 bounce. Incredible, incredible. I do want to say that when it comes to serums or like your treatment step for your skincare routine, it's important to use whatever products work for your skin concerns. So if you don't tend to have acne, but you have a lot of blackheads, maybe like a salicylic acid, BHA serum could help you out. If you are extremely dry, a really hydrating serum could work for you. If you have a lot of darkness, a brightening serum. It really does depend on your needs. And I do feel like a good quality like serum slash treatment product is the way to go to help your skin. It's like what's gonna penetrate your skin the most, in my experience at least. Moving on to moisturizer. As I've grown older, I definitely need something a little more intense, more quenching to my skin. Listen, I'm 26 and apparently everything is going downhill from here. So for my eye cream, I'm currently using the Peach and Lily Pure Radiance Brightening Eye Cream. It illuminates and depuffs. And I really love this because it is very easy to apply and thick, but not too thick. It gives me the perfect amount of thickness to really quench my under eyes and like seep in there. It does brighten a little, it does depuff a little. You can use it AM or PM, but I find it to be a little heavy, so I like to use it for my PM. Doesn't clog my pores or anything, it just adds that bit of radiance and it really keeps my under eyes feeling moisturized and not looking crepey. For moisturizer, again, I have a few different contenders here and I use them on different nights because different nights have different needs. For my daily, I'm currently using the Medicube Collagen Jelly Cream. I bought this at first to use with my Medicube like device, but I'm really enjoying it. Like I really like it and it smells really good also. It is more of a jelly cream, but it is thick. It does give me what I need in terms of moisture, but it also like really seeps into the skin and it doesn't stay tacky, which is something that I enjoy personally. And it's very gentle. It has, I don't know what it's doing. Like it has collagen. I don't know if it's like injecting the collagen into my skin. I don't think that's possible, but it is a really good like basic gentle moisturizer that I like to use on the daily. And when I do retinol, sometimes my skin does get not irritated, but a little bit more red, obviously because it is a more potent ingredient. So I do use a mix of these two products right here. Another Calaxime Professional Recovery Night Complex, again powered by PTT6. This is like it can be an overnight mask, but this is an overnight application for sensitized skin. So if I ever get like a facial done or I get a peel or something, I don't usually, but whenever I do feel like my skin's really irritated, I like to use this. It's incredible. I will say it smells like yeast when you apply it on your skin. It smells like yeast, like dough, which is not something I dislike, but it is very calming. Helps keep the skin barrier healthy, but I don't find it to be the most hydrating. So I do pair it up with my Avene Cicaphate Restorative Protective Cream, like Cicaplast, but non-comedogenic. And these two, whenever my skin's feeling more sensitized or whenever I do retinol, they're a power combo. But today, because I just did my peptide firming serum, I can go in with my collagen. It also helps with devices if I want to do like microcurrent or like red light or something. Because it is very slippy, I just find myself needing to use a lot more. And it's a little wasteful, but that's why I bought it and it wasn't super expensive. So this feels really nice. It is a little tacky on the skin. And then this is newly added to my routine. I know it sounds a little bit extra. The night routine is a bit more extra than the morning routine. But listen, I have lines on my neck. It's tech neck. I don't have the greatest posture. I spend all day hunched over. It sucks. I am using the CKD Retino Collagen Gua Sha Neck Cream. I don't know if this is doing anything. It feels really nice though, and I do feel like it adds a little bit more hydration to my neck at least. But I don't know if it's doing anything. It feels nice though. Like it is like a moment of self-care and like massage. Ooh. Yeah. I haven't seen any like, whoa, crazy results. So I don't know. Is there a better one out there? Do you guys use like a rolling neck cream like this? It's amazing. Please tell me, because this feels good, but I'm not seeing the results that I wanted to see. Last step is my lip balm. I have eternally dry lips. I always need a lip balm, and I do like to apply like a thick balm. Sometimes I even layer like a balm and a lip gloss. That's in extreme cases when I really need to like lock it in. On the daily though, I like to use my Peach and Lily Collagen Cushion Peptide Lip Balm. There's a lot of Peach and Lily in here today, but I really enjoy their products and they do send me PR. But this, oh my God. So it's glossy. It's balmy, it's perfect. And this lasts me all night long. I wake up, it's still there. And that's what I want. I know some people do not enjoy it because they feel like it's gonna get in their sheets and stuff. I really do need the like industrial grip that this has on my lips because they're really, really dry and crusty and they need to not be. And this just is perfect. I love it so, so, so much. And that is the end of my everyday nighttime skincare routine. I do want to talk a little bit about a few other things that I add maybe once a week or so. They're mainly tools or a mask because I do like to treat myself every now and again. One of those products is, oh, it's buzzing. It is my Solo Wave. I forget the actual name of this, but I like it a lot. A lot of people don't love a product like this because you use it like this. And red light is supposed to be used like distributed evenly all over. I understand that. I like to use this whenever I have active breakouts or like a red spot of irritation on my face. And I like to leave it on there for a bit. So I use this whenever I need it. It's not like I'm gonna bust it out every single day. But if I feel irritated or if I feel a massive sit coming in like today, I do like to spend a little bit of time with this on. Consistency is key with everything, but especially with devices like this with red light. The more you use them, the better your skin's gonna look. And then there's this incredible device that I love so, so, so much that was sent to me to test, but I love it so much. This is the My Sama. This is the Urchin, I believe. And this is a head for cleansing. I don't use it for cleansing. I use it purely as a microcurrent device. Nothing has ever snatched my face the way this does. I don't have like an oil here because you do need something to like make it slip. This has a few different settings, 3 different intensities, and you put this on your face and you can feel it like tightening everything. It's incredible. It also has that red light added, which is really nice. Red light is good for the skin. We all know this, but this is just amazing. I've tried the new face. I've tried it like, this is kind of like going and getting a facial. That's the only time I've ever felt a snatch like this. It is a little bit bulky though, but I look past everything because this is really, really good. And again, I do like to do this once, maybe twice a week. I really need to start doing it more because consistency again is key. And then every once in a while, I do like to indulge myself in a face mask. I have a bunch of them that I brought back from Japan, but I do think right now my favorites are the face masks that you apply, like the Biodance ones. You apply them, you wait 3-4 hours until they turn clear. I love them. I am out of them currently, but I also love the Peach and Lily version of them. This is the Glass Skin Ginseng Collagen Mask. I don't love this as much as the Biodance one. I will say that one feels a little bit easier. This one is a little too big on my face. I do have a small face though, and it takes a little bit longer to dry, but it is really, really nice. I use this and the morning after, if I make it through the whole night with this, my face looks very, very, very glowy. Maybe I will add a mask once a week. Sometimes it's like a sheet mask. Other times it's like a mask that you apply for like a few minutes and then you wash off. But masks like these have been like my most consistent over the last few months. Those are my updated morning and nighttime skincare routines. Nothing crazy, just real skincare that gives results. There may be a few more products in here that you were anticipating, but this is just what works for me. And again, remember, I gave you some options. I don't use every single one of these products every single day and night, okay? So we need to calm down. Let's calm down. If you try any of the products that I talked about today, or you swap in your own version of them, please let me know your thoughts and let me know what's in your current routines at the moment because I always am down to try new stuff. Maybe not this current second because I'm being very consistent with my own routine, but I'm always in the mood to try new stuff and find something that works even better than what I'm using now. I'm gonna go lay down and bask in my glowy skin and just maybe I'll dry my hair too because I don't wanna you know, go to bed with wet hair. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful, educational. I hope in the very least you were entertained. And I hope I get to see you right here for my next video. Bye! Mwah.